Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video today about something I think is really, really important when it comes to everything that has to do with manifestation. And it's something that, if you're coming to this from Neville Goddard, I don't think was ever really fleshed out, at least not memorably for me, through all of his writings and lectures and everything that I've read. I never really saw this mentioned in a devoted kind of way that's memorable, that, you know, you would think to do, that would stand out. Wattles, on the other hand, the author of The Science of Getting Rich, did talk about this a lot. And I found it very pertinent when going through, especially creating my business. And to a lesser degree, as a single person in my late 30s. That's scarcity mind versus creative mind, or basically competition, that level of thinking, which is, it's just everywhere in the physical world. You know, we're all competing for resources here. That's the game here. And rising above that is intentionally, thoughtfully, mindfully is super, super powerful. It will shift the way you think, and it'll shift what you perceive and what you see, and the choices that you make. And that's why this is something that if you're operating, trying to manifest things using these techniques and stuff that you see on YouTube, all that shit, if you're still coming from the wrong place, you're going to continue to create the same things you've always created. This is not as simple as a lot of people are making it. It is simple, but if you're not doing the right things, if you're not coming at it with the right understanding, it will just be walking on a treadmill forever. Hamster wheel. Nothing, no results. I'm sure many of you know that from personal experience. So I wanted to talk about this competitive mind thing. You can use this throughout your whole day, every day, because these types of feelings come up all the time. And, you know, we have so many thoughts every day. You're just sitting there in your head all day long. And you can begin to notice when you're coming at something and you're coming at it, viewing it as something that is limited. There's a limited resource and I have to manifest some of it. Or, you know, there's a limited, like for me with my business, I would naturally often run into feeling like there's a limited audience, there's a limited customer base, and I'm competing for this customer base with all these other people that are doing similar things to me. And it would create this kind of sense of anxiety and, so, you know, sometimes a sense of doom or sort of dejection. And it is entirely possible and necessary, in my opinion, to rise out of that by acknowledging I am looking at this situation from a competitive mindset instead of a creative mindset. I will create everything necessary to bring, you know, however many customers I need to my business. And there's enough for all of us. We're not all, you know, we don't all just have to be doing this one thing that we're all competing for right now. There's enough for everybody. There's enough customers for everybody. There's enough income for everybody. Just rising out of that feeling and, you know, acknowledging that there's a divine intelligence that's coordinating things. That's, for me, I mean, this was a huge deal for me. I think it changed the course of my entire business on multiple occasions. You know, there would be choices that I would have to make, and I would consciously decide, am I coming at this from a scarcity mindset or from a creative abundance mindset? You know, am I about to make this choice that I'm making out of fear? That's, you know, fear is at the heart of all of this. Fear is at the heart of all of the scarcity and competition, battle for resources. Fear, I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough. You know, am I coming at this from fear, or am I coming at this from peace and confidence and, you know, faith and belief that what I'm doing will bring everything to me, even though I don't necessarily know the way. So, and of course, this happens in relationships with people, especially, you know, if you're a single person, there's this feeling that there's a dwindling pool, or that time is running out, you're getting too old. It's the scarcity thing. I don't have enough youth. There's not enough people. I'm not going to get enough love. You know, I'm not going to get fulfilled, all that stuff. When you find yourself in that feeling, and it's really, you know, sometimes it's just kind of a feeling that's over you, not necessarily some train of thought you just had or an incident that happened or anything like that. Sometimes you just kind of walk around with this feeling. And, you know, a pretty big clue is that you feel like shit. You know, if you feel like shit, you're probably carrying around something like this. Some sense of it's not okay, you know, or it's not going to be okay, something like that. And when you sense that, nearly always you're coming from the competitive mind, the scarcity plane. And I like to actually visualize it, think of it as this world is the scarcity plane. This is the place where competition is happening. So I want to exist here, but I want to exist here from this higher mentality that truly there's enough for everybody. It's an illusion. This competition is an illusion. The ways that we can see to get things are very limited from this lower plane, but from the higher plane, all the directions that need to be taken are clearly visible, and all you have to do is stay in that that creative mind, that higher plane, and just imagine yourself there. Just literally imagine yourself elevating to that plane. Imagine your thinking elevating to that plane. You can ask for your thoughts to be more in line with the creative plane than the competitive plane. You know, just get there, and that's where all of the good stuff comes from. That's where all the ease and everything just coming to you comes from. And I mean, this is really happening. Those are my two big ones: relationships and business, you know. But of course, whatever is important to you in your life, whatever you're trying to get, whatever your thing is, you know, it's happening there too. And so that's just a little food for thought on this Sunday morning. It's a different way of looking at the world, and it's something that, like anything else, is a habit. If you start noticing it, notice it right now while I'm making this video for you, you know, while you're listening to this video, and then start to notice it when it happens. Start to become aware. You know, there's really no way to do this other than intending to start to become aware of these things. You know, due to the nature of how this all works, it's unfortunately, you know, something that you can't necessarily time when you're going to be feeling this way. You can't necessarily predict when these thoughts are going to come up. And, you know, up till now, you've probably just rolled with it. Your mind has probably just run wild. And, you know, catching it is the first step. And that can be kind of a long step. So set the intention to catch it, and then when you start to catch it, make it a habit. Start making it a habit. And it will happen more and more easily until finally you just don't think that way anymore.